Go ahead.
So we got a 97 F350, and we have put the tow mirrors on it. These are actually from CP Addict, and hopefully this will help somebody, you know. So what I did, the wiring from the mirror, when you mount the mirror, the wiring is going to be black with a white line. You're going to have white, blue, purple, green, red, yellow, and a black. So all I did at first, I used this, actually a speaker wire loom, you know, but it's got, actually got 9 wires, but I needed 8 wires, right? And so I took this and I carried it. Here, shine over here.
It is a 16 gauge,
18
9
gauge
conductor.
Yeah.
Yeah, 18 gauge.
It's just a speaker
conductor.
wire setup. But so I took it, and you'll run it. I soldered everything to the mirror wires, and then you run it in here, and then I ran it up under here and across all the way and up over to the other door. And we'll go over there and I'll show you. I got that panel off. All right, so over here, so you'll need a, let's see. So I used a switch from, gosh, they've used this thing in so many Fords through the years. 2000, I got a 2005, the same switch is in it. And then you get it's an 8-pin connector that goes in it, right? And so the 8-pin layout is right here. So female plug, so looking at that plug right there is that layout. Get that back in there. All right. So you have pin 1, pin 2, 3, 4, all that looking from the female plug. So pin 1 is a 12 volt, which I used a key on power. If you want to wire it straight 12 volt, you can. I pulled it off of the original power mirrors. Key on is the black, or the blue with a black line. If you want always hot, it is the black with a white line. Then you need a ground. Ground is number 5 pin. You need a constant ground, right? Constant ground, I pulled off of the black wire off the power windows right here. Test light, you can figure this out. Let's see, what else? Number 2 pin, not used. I'd read somewhere that could be for illumination on some models, but this switch does not have it, so it doesn't matter. I left it dead. Number 3, passenger side, driver side, then 4, let's see, 5, 6, common. This is what threw me off the most, was common. I did not understand that. I could test everything, and I could tell that if you put purple to a positive and yellow to a negative, or yellow to a negative and purple to positive, you could get the mirrors to act. But I couldn't figure out why that was. On these mirrors here, these CP Addict mirrors, you actually have a white, which is backup light, a blue, which is running light, and the black with the white line is the ground for those. Here I thought black would be ground. Well, black was actually mirror heat. If you grounded black and white, put hot to black, you had mirror heat. So that left me with purple, green, red, yellow. Those were the mirror up, down, left, right. But you have a purple from the left mirror and a purple from the right mirror. A green left and green right, you know. You have them all. So you have to figure out how this goes. And it's trial and error. But what I found was that from both mirrors on this model, now other mirrors will have different color wiring, but it's the same principle. You're gonna have a common, which is gonna be basically the reversing polarity of the mirrors, right? So both mirrors, bringing the commons together, I brought 4 commons into one wire. That's the only way I got it to work. So what happens forget the colors. Those should actually be red and yellow, but these are carry wires. So I get the principle of it. So what happened, like if I put a red and yellow to actually where it's supposed to be green here, it just, the mirror would move the wrong direction. So really what it ended up being on these mirrors was that the greens made it go the right direction, the purple made it go the right direction, but only if I put the yellow, red all together in a common. So like I said, your mirrors may be different and you're gonna have to keep testing. You switch up, it might go the wrong direction. That just tells you to switch them over. What helped me was just working on the driver's side mirror, because whatever the driver's side mirror was, I already had the wires carried over. But once I figured out what the driver's side mirror was, I just duplicated it. That's all I had to do. And in this switch, you're gonna have, it's gonna say number 3. It's just gonna say right, left movement. That's what the schematic that I saw. Well, I found out that number 3 was actually passenger side. You find that out by if you hooked up a green to that one, and when you put it to driver, it didn't do anything, but when you put it to passenger, it did something. Well, you'd know that was the right switch, right? So you switch them around, however you had to do it to find the right one. We'll go over it again. 12 volt, number 1, key on power, or you could do constant power. Depends on how you want to do your mirrors. Number 2, not used. Number 3 ended up being my passenger side, which was green on my mirrors, but it's the right left movement. When you put the other wire, right, the green red setup here, when you put the other one to common and one to passenger side, then the passenger side would then right left movement. Number 4, driver's side, when you put the other one to common, then that one would right left movement, but only if you had 12 volt and ground, right? So number 5 is ground. I actually, here you see I added the black white mirror ground, which is the ground for the backup lights, the running lights. I just brought it all together into that one ground. That was a good ground right there. So you have 12 volt key on, you have good ground. Now you're at 6 here, both mirrors common. All right, so 7, driver's side, end up being purple, made it go up and down. Now if you had your purple on the wrong one, then your driver's side would only move if you switch to passenger side. So you just go to the other one, right? So 7 is driver's side, up, down movement. 8 is passenger side, up, down movement. But only if you put the other one to common. So common ended up on these mirrors, if you get the CP Addict mirrors, ended up being that yellows and reds are commons. So take yellow and red from the driver's side, yellow and red from passenger side, put them all together into one splice. Forget the green and purple. Yellow and red, all together into one splice. That's common. Number 6. Then you can control everything after you've done 12 volt ground. Now we'll test it, we'll show it real quick, see how it works. So key on, I'm gonna take the switch, I'm gonna go to left, I'm gonna go to that mirror, I'm gonna go, I'm gonna plug in back in it. All right, we had a little technical difficulty with the Dorman switch here. Anyway, so got it back together. All right, so I select left, you see, up, down, left, and right. Now we're gonna switch to passenger side, which we can't even see it, the door's open. But you switch it, it's the same thing, left, right, you know? Now the way that we did the, so on the CP Addict mirrors, you have running lights, so no the front. We join those into a parking light, running light wire, however you want to do it. See it? Right? And which the parking light, running light was to ground, look. To get that, we had to ground the black and white, which I grounded it at the switch with the other ground. And then it is the blue wire. You take it to however you want to do it. You can find a running light, parking light, you can go to your fuse box and find that, you know. But a running light, parking light, whatever, and it will bring those on when you pull your headlight switch. The white is the backup light. So you're grounded there. So you take the white and you find, what I did, honestly, I needed a reverse wire. Well, this truck, we have put a doubled-in radio in, you know. And it has a backup camera. So I just went to the backup camera wire, tap that, and now I have reverse. She'll go. And oh, last is mirror heat. So you're grounded black, white, and the most confusing thing ever is the black wire from the CP Addict mirrors is actually the mirror heat. So what we did is we put it on a switch. Anytime that key is on, how I wired it, anytime the key is on, black wire is hot, black white is ground. I can turn the key off right there and see switch is still on. Turn the key off. Now my mirror heat goes off. Anyway, so hopefully that helps somebody, because we have spent a long time figuring this out. And if I could help somebody, that would be great. All right, have a good day.